is that there are laws that have been transferred from the Deputy President and given to Matiangi. There are constitutional laws that have been transferred from the Deputy President and given to Matiangi. And I think it is important to say it here, and for Kenyans can check it up in the Constitution. When you created the position of the Deputy President and the position of the Deputy Governor, the only reason why those positions were created, let me not say the only reason, but the reason why those positions were created is to ensure that in the event that we have untimely demise of the President or the Governor, we do not end up in a scenario we would have been. I don't know how many of you can remember that the late President Daniel Arap Moi, ruled this country for almost 1.5 years without a vice president. So when we were creating a position for the Deputy President, in our mind at Naivasha we said, never again should we ever allow a person to keep a country with that kind of a suspense. So there were no laws that were assigned to the Deputy President.
And now we want
his, none. His is to deputize the President.
Oh.
And he can be told what to do, or he keeps waiting as is provided for in the Constitution, both for the office of the Deputy President and for the office of DG. Remember in the BBI document, some laws were being given to the Deputy Governor because none exist to date. And I think it is important to mention that. The other one that I want to say is that he talked about the fuel. And it helps me reinforce the position that I said earlier. We have committees that run the business of the House. The issue of fuel was properly before the committee that is relevant. They tabled a report today for us as members of Parliament to either accept or reject. Every committee must remain faithful to the mandate it was given, either by the standing orders or a statute or by the Constitution, like the case in my a committee. So to think ill of any proposal we put on the table, that is a starting of perhaps an indication of a need to understand some of these processes.
So back to my question, how do you convince Kenyans that this is not about power sharing and it's not about the 2022 race where we will make it easier for people to promise each other positions?
By the way,
in the conversations around, how do you convince Kenyans that this is about them?
I don't know why you also look like you want. Let me ask this young man to come and help me. Come and show you, so that you can see that when we are talking about this country, kuja unisaidie hapa, naweke kamera hapa. Because kuja.
You can just sit down so that because our cameras are.
It is bigger than the seat.
Just sit down so that we are able to see what you have with us here, with you here.
Hapa, if you look at this, I need somebody to help me so that I can help you. Shika hapa. If you look at this, these are maps talking about how we have performed as a country since 1988 when we started doing elections, actually a little bit earlier. And you can actually see the pattern, the way the economy has performed. We are at a high when we are not doing campaigns. A year before campaigns, we start dropping. The year of elections, we at our lowest. The following year, we start climbing. Before we even have done a proper recovery, we start campaigning again and we drop. And this has continued on for the last 5 elections that we have had in this country. That is the growth of the GDP. That is the way it has been growing. If you look at this, it talks about the sectors that are affected by the electoral cycles that we have in the country. Agriculture, farming, fishery, forestry and logging, and we have fishery and manufacturing, or aquaculture. We have here the secondary sectors. They perform the same way. Some of them even end up with a negative growth. Why? Because we lose 3 years in every, actually we lose 6 years in every 10 years of economic growth. You can actually see in the sector of mining, and these are, by the way, these are graphs available in our records, because this is from Kenya.
Bureau of Statistics.
Kenya Bureau of Statistics. Yeah. And you'll see how the mining and quarrying perform, manufacturing, electricity supply, construction. You will also see here the service sector, which carries, including the issues of
Fair enough.
tourism and the rest.
Fair enough.
The issues of sales and the rest. This is not what you expected, without a doubt. But the kind of debate that we are talking about is not a debate to talk about, because, you know, if we are not able to put our mind in this kind of thing, and let it be here. So the question is, irrespective of what you want to do as the president, and irrespective of who becomes our president tomorrow, how do we fix this oscillation of our sectors, our GDP, and the rest? In another day or two, we will have information that we'll be able to present to Kenyans. That in every 3 years, the year before elections, the year of elections, and the year after elections, we lose close to 600 billion shillings in our economy.
Thank you. And
for the last 5 years, five elections that we have, we've lost close to 3 trillion shillings. There is no way we will be able to provide employment to our people. There is no way we will ever be able, it does not matter which economic model you come with.
Okay.
And it does.
Let me just ask this as you continue, because we're taking quite some time, and I know Ndindi would want to respond to that. And you have clearly taken us through what kind of oscillation in the economy we go through in election years. Does expanding the executive, creating positions, does it fix that? I really want you to answer to that without taking too much time.
And you don't need a lot of time will be taken. This is not an issue to play with.
But we're working with time here, and I understand.
Yes.
We will discuss this some other time.
It's very easy. Let me tell you, it's very easy to talk about this thing on a political platform, because when you are doing with populist things. But when you want to fix the country, it requires serious thinking.
Okay.
And one of the things that we need to ask ourselves, why is it that we have such corrosive political atmosphere during our times? It is because... All right, carry on.
With all due respect, we really need you to respond to the question at hand. We will come up with another show to talk about this, to break down some of these issues.
This is the answer. I have no other answer.
But are you telling Kenyans tonight that expanding the executive will fix this?
What I'm telling Kenyans tonight is, it does not matter who is in power. You must address the issues that make us lose 600 billion shillings every 3 years of our electoral cycle.
And expanding the executive, is it?
One of them is to reduce the corrosive level of our politics.
Okay.